Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future anime and cartoon-related videos. So today, we are talking about The God of High School yet again, Episode 4, and there is definitely some interesting character development going on here. Now, I initially thought this was just going to be, another episode of the tournament, more fighting, but we definitely got a different aspect of, especially looking into Mira's background, looking into Dawi's background, not so much a Mori episode. So if you're looking for, more of the main character, who is Mori, Jin Mori, no, you're not going to get a lot of it in this episode. It is definitely going to be more of a Dawi and Mira episode. So basically how the episode breaks down is they learn the final four. So it is Mori, Dawi, Mira, and some other dude who we don't really know, which I'm sure we'll get to know, and I'm sure we'll get a little bit of a fight next episode. But who knows? I'll talk about that later. But basically, they're walking back from the tournament, having a good old time, having fun, being friends, hanging out as friends do, and whatnot. And this guy out of nowhere comes up in like this really nice car, really nice suit, and proposes to Mira out of nowhere. And we're sitting there like, oh, well, Mira's got some crazy boy fans, as it is expected to be as strong as she is. She beat the woman MMA fighter, and apparently we learned that the moon sword dance or moonlight dance sword that she has the ability to use without the actual sword, by the way, apparently has the ability to control even a god. So this guy actually only wants to marry her because he wants to learn the secret of the moonlight dance sword, and he wants to be able to get the ability to use it. But because he is this famous game commissioner, samurai sword wielding guy, basically she kind of agrees to it. Like, she's not happy about it, but she was like, well, I can continue to fight in the tournament where she's seen these two other stronger people and there's a possibility that she might lose, or she can just marry this guy and be good to go. And basically, he's going to spread the word about the Moonlight Dance across all the nations. Everybody's going to use it. It's going to be the next karate, basically, is how he put it. She agreed to it. They're going to get married. And Mori and Dawi are not going to end up going to the wedding. They actually were not invited because she probably assumed they were going to stop her, which they ended up doing anyway, which I thought was pretty funny. But basically, this guy has the same ability as the other commissioner did that was fighting Mori, where basically this giant crazy samurai thing appears from his back, very similar to Sasuke Shinshui, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, with the giant sword. But Mira beats his ass pretty quickly after Mori and Dawi knock some sense into her. and the bodyguards as well. But basically, she gets cut up a little bit in the process, too. And obviously, she's not going to get healed immediately because she didn't sustain that injury in the tournament. So basically, that's good to go. She's all set. She's not getting married. We get introduced to her stepfather. We get a little bit more of her background. But basically, everything that surrounds her, she wants this moonlight dance passed on to that. Apparently, it specifically has to be a man, but I don't think it does because she actually has the ability to cut people with the moonlight dance without the sword. The guy ends up stealing the sword and probably is going to end up bringing it back to Mujin. We do get a little bit of a cutaway watching Mujin say, whoever has that ability can control a god. So my guess is that Mori may or may not learn how to do it from Mira, because there was like some connection with her dad and Mori. Basically, Mori's like, just do whatever you want, and that's kind of how Mira's dad was to her as well. Basically, telling her, kind of do what you want. It'd be cool if you followed the stream, but at the end of the day, do what you want. So he actually ended up getting the sword, and Mira didn't really care. But I'm assuming they're going to end up getting that sword back at some point in time. Now let's go on to Dowie, because this was actually extremely fast, happened very quickly, and went downhill super fast. So if you remember his friend that has the cancer, why he's working all the jobs to try to, help him out. It is actually a friend, it's not a brother, just a friend, which, doesn't really make a difference. Friends can be your brother and sister, whatever, you got your surrogate family, intermediate family, all that fun jazz. And basically, I think he died. We don't have confirmation that he did die, but basically his heart stopped, and they were trying to revive him in the hospital bed. Dowie was very angry and sad, which obviously if your friend dies, you're going to have all these crazy emotions running through your head, and he just went to work. And of course, those stupid bully assholes that like to show up and annoy Dowie all the time went and made fun of his friend who has cancer and said, oh, he's going to be dying any minute now. And he finally snapped, as he should have a long time ago, and beat the living crap out of them with blood dripping down his fist. And he was just angry and mad and needed to get his frustration out. And unfortunately, Mira was the brunt of his wrath. She didn't even really get off a move or anything of the sort. He literally there was like a 30-second to a minute segment of him beating the living crap out of her. And it kind of sucks too, because he wanted to hurt her. Like, he might have not wanted to do it consciously, but he wanted to hurt somebody to get his emotions out the way he was hurting. And he actually went right for the wound where Mira got slashed across her stomach, and she was bleeding out pretty bad and got beat up pretty bad. And Dowie won, and he's going to end up going against Mori in the finals, most likely. And I'm guessing Mori is probably going to beat the other guy. I don't know if it's going to be fairly easy, or if they're going to draw out the fight, exactly how they're going to do it. My guess is it's not going to be a very long fight, because I'm guessing the entire episode is going to be like that Naruto versus Sasuke type scenario, or Goku versus Vegeta, however you want to say it. Dan Mori's going to need to knock some sense at Dowie again, have him apologize to Mira for what he did, and kind of go from there, because it was definitely a cheap shot. Mira can definitely hold her own. I don't know if she was 100%, not exactly sure how that would go, but it was definitely interesting to see. And obviously, yes, Dowie kind of cares about her somewhat, or at least he has to, because, he went to the wedding. He defended Mori. For whatever reason, Mori couldn't use his, kicking taijutsu type deal. Not exactly sure why he couldn't do that against the bodyguards, and it was never really fully explained, but Dowie showed up and beat the crap out of the guards anyway. And at the end of the episode, we actually get a picture of the three of them. I think that's what I'm making the thumbnail as well, the picture of the three of them, her, being all beautiful in her wedding attire. We got to see her, I believe it was her uncle and her cousin. It could have been her sister too, not really sure. The sister was highly fantasizing over the wedding, was like, oh my god, it's so cute, wedding fantasy, yay. Young girls' typical wedding fantasy and whatnot. A lot of people were saying that wedding was weird too, because, she's a student still. She's like 17, 18, gray area. I wouldn't be marrying a girl that was still in high school, not playing that game. That's a little creepy there, my friend, a little creepy indeed. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it plays out in episode 5. And we got a long ways to go. I think we have 13 episodes. I still can't find it. So somebody's got to comment down below how many episodes we're supposed to be getting of this show. Because obviously it seems like we got a long way to go. But at the same time, I could see this series being kind of short. I'm assuming the end game is going to be get the wish, figure out that Mugen is evil, and then go defeat that hierarchy, and then that might be all she wrote. Kind of similar to Demon Slayer, where everybody wants it to be longer. They're going to do a spin-off series. So depending on the popularity of this, I don't know how long the actual webcomic is, or webtoon. I could definitely see a spin-off series happening, depending on the popularity. It seems pretty popular right now. Decent amount of people are watching it. I know there's several other reviewers as well. I know Chibi is doing it. I think he's pounding out those reviews as well as he does. But good series so far, and we got that emotional, kind of heartwarming, feely-feel episode is definitely what we got right now. And I cannot wait to see Dowie versus Mori, because now Dowie, the thing is, I don't know how good he's going to be, because he is completely overwhelmed by his emotions right now. So he's not thinking clearly, not thinking collectively like Mori is going to be thinking most likely. So I could definitely see that inevitably being his downfall in the match. Also, I remember Mori ate that forbidden fruit type thing last episode, so he might be a lot more powerful than we know of. And I don't know how powerful he is compared to Dowie, but we definitely will have to wait and see what happens with that. So, thank you for watching. My name is Steve Gray. Yet again, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. It helps greatly. And turn on that notification bell so you know when I am creating new content. And as always, have a good one.